In this video, we're going to cover again just a real key principle that differentiates this approach from more traditional talking therapies in the sense that we're not describing or we're not approaching the problem as being some vague memory that's stored somewhere that's influencing you based on your thoughts. What we're approaching the problem with is the root of the issue that you're having has a neurological basis. And therefore, when we apply interventions that seek to change your neurology, we can then get a different outcome. Now, this leads us to perhaps the most important concept in our understanding of how to heal from these emotional issues, because the root of the cause is psychological. The data that was stored from that painful event has a specific origin, and your perceptions of the event are stored in a very specific way in a specific structure or format. It's not some jumbled up narrative that you reconstruct each time you talk about. When we understand that our task is to help facilitate you to access and update this information, which allows your system to process the old data and realize that there is no longer a threat, there is no longer a danger, then your system can de-escalate the stress response, move you back towards balance, help you achieve a more balanced brain chemistry towards homeostasis, a balanced place, and your body can then access all of its many hidden resources to heal and help you to start thriving once more. And the key concept here is that while that emotional memory image is still active in its original form, whenever your nervous system detects something that is in some way similar to or even symbolic of that original threat, it triggers a series of neurological responses that are activated before you're consciously aware of what's going on. And this functions similar to a stimulus response mechanism. Coming back to Pavlov's dogs, where the sound of a bell automatically triggered the dog's salivary glands. It's automatic, it's incredibly fast, and it's unconscious. Yet, when we help you to update or even disrupt an emotional memory image, the threat response, the stimulus response mechanism, is disconnected and it's permanent. And the beauty of the awareness and understanding of this neurological basis of your emotional issue is that it means we don't need to trawl through and talk about all your past painful memories. We do not need you to share all the personal and sometimes sensitive details of what happened during those experiences. Instead, we have a systematic, repeatable process that only requires us to ask specific pieces of information, so without the story, and more importantly, it does not require you to know what the root of the problem is, because we've already established that our mind creates and constructs lots of narratives that creates red herrings and can send us down the wrong path. So with this approach, we avoid all of those red herrings and we follow your bodily signs and signals, we follow your non-verbal behaviors to help you access the specific information your mind has stored relative to the issue that we're working on. This makes the process more enjoyable, more of a journey of exploration, and it's still faster and more effective than traditional talking-based approaches. And a huge advantage of this approach is that it also allows us to make every session stand alone. And stand alone as an island. And what I mean by this is we don't open up a trauma or an issue, talk about it for 45 minutes to partially process it, and then send you back out into the world still reeling from the after effects of talking through what happened. By taking this almost database approach, which we'll consider more next, we can start, work on, and complete each session as we go, which means the disturbance to your usual day-to-day life is much more reduced, minimal if anything. And this is the power of realizing that if we take a neurological approach, we can look to neutralize, and that gives us better outcomes.